All right, let's take a look at the highlights. There have been plenty of them in this ball game, and Mike will carry you through them.
Yeah, again, Kente Edwards takes that 7-0 lead. A beautiful job by that offensive line, but Luke Yoder comes right back, and that was, again, that settled that Lehigh offense down. It settled their sideline down. It settled down their fans. And at that point in time, Lafayette came right back. I mean, they did everything right offensively. They took what Lehigh gave them. Dean DeNoble was sharp. He was on point. This play is something that I know the Lafayette offensive guys are going to think about a little bit. Why did we do that? But again, if it works, you're a hero. If it doesn't, you kind of look foolish. But a big play right here. Lafayette, we've seen them give up some big plays, but that was a beautiful throw and catch. They come down here. They try to go deep again. Avery Jones with his 3rd pick of the year. But again, it was too much Yoder. I mean, 4 touchdowns. We've talked about it, you and I, Gary, about how Kente Edwards has been too much for other teams. Well, today, the running game of Lehigh's has been too much for Lafayette's offense. What a catch by Skirbo to get Lafayette back within 1. Finally, Kente with some good contact balance. He'll get that in the end zone there with a 1-yard rush. Remember, that was 4th and goal with the 1. But Lehigh, again, coming right back. Yoder with a 3-yard play. I thought this play was huge. I mean, they went, surprised Lafayette with a little bit of the tush push. It was a 22-yard gain on a quarterback sneak, some poor tackling by Lafayette. 1 play later, Yoder takes it in for his 4th touchdown. Big play by Mason Keener to bring Lafayette back inside the red zone. Nice run there by Kente, again showing that he's best back in the league. And again, Yoder and him, it's 1A and 1. Lafayette goes for 2. What a beautifully play design by TJ DiNuzio. A lot of credit to Penza to find Mason Keener, who had himself a monster day. But this was a big run. Again, the fits by Lafayette's defense as Jaden takes it to the edge. And again, another tush push to get that ball in the end zone. Lehigh shows you why they are 11-0. They deserved it, but nothing to be ashamed of if you're a Leopard today.
All right, let's go down to Megan. She is with Coach Troxel.
Coach, you were just talking to your team, and you told them there is nothing to be ashamed of. How proud are you of the effort that your team put out on the field today?
I mean, they fought all the way to the end. I mean, they played hard. Unfortunately, we ran into a good team, and I think everybody saw that, Lafayette and Lehigh are 2 programs in this country that should be recognized as 2 of the best in the top 25.
You told me earlier this week that Kente has been a workhorse for your team all season long. How did he prove that effort again here today?
Man, I'll tell you what, he ran hard. I mean, he was cramping. He had a great day, and he carried us all the way to almost an improbable win. So, I'm proud of him. He's a great kid. He's worked hard, and we're excited we've got another year with him.
And the leadership of your quarterback, Dean DeNoble, was also on display here. What has he meant to this program?
You know what? I mean, Dean. I mean, he's changed the culture with the older guys, and he's really done a great job of leading our team. But even more importantly, I mean, he's an awesome kid. I mean, we were glad to have him, and we're blessed that he was here with us. I mean, when you look at his career, I mean, he's going to be one of the top quarterbacks ever to play here at Lafayette, and he's well deserved in all the wins he's had, and we're going to miss him a lot.
And talking about careers, 13 seniors that you have on this team this season, and to look at what this team was able to do and to come here and play a really meaningful game here today, what legacy is this senior class going to leave in Lafayette football? I know that they're a special one to you.
Yeah, I mean, listen, they tied a 3-game win total with the teams from 1901, 2, and 3, and so they won a lot of games for us. Nobody gave us much of a chance at the beginning, picked 5th in the league. To end up where we were of finishing with 1 loss in league, these kids have something to be proud of for their effort.
Coach, thanks so much.
Anytime, thank you.
Gary and Mike.
All right, Megan, thank you. And our thanks, too, to John Troxel. So approachable all season long. He has just been great to deal with, and he will continue to be that way. And, Mike, this was a good game. Not the outcome that we were hoping for, but nothing to be ashamed of, as Mike said, as we take a look at the final numbers.
Yeah, again, you look at the rushing yards there by Lehigh. I mean, that's the whole story. Even though Lafayette controlled the clock, they didn't do that in the second half as much, but 320 yards rushing, and Lafayette threw the ball for 275. Most of that yardage was for Kente in the first half, was 125. They only ran for 24 yards in the second half. That's the story of the game.
Now we hear for the first time that Kente had cramping problems.
Yes.
That's probably why he wasn't used as much as he was in the first half.
Yeah, and again, no penalties by Lafayette. 1 turnover each. We're going to go back and question that. But you've got to have a smile on your face. When all the tears and everything goes away, you got to look back, you got to reflect. And I know Coach Troxel, again, is emotional, and his team and his players and his coaches are emotional. And I've been there. I've done that. I've been there where you think you should have won or you should have played better. Lafayette played well today. They just didn't have an answer for a team that could run the football.
Great season, my friend.
Absolutely.
All right, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Hall of Fame for Mike Joseph.
Yep.
John B. Bowman in the booth with us. Another great season. It's been terrific. We've had a good year. A lot of exciting football played by the Lafayette Leopards, and it's always kind of special for us. And that's it. We're going to call it a day and send it down to our crew. Thanks again, John Leone, Phil Ing, and of course Megan Capano. It's always fun to be with them too as we do our Saturday afternoon broadcast. So thanks to all you for spending time with us. Let's go down to the rest of the crew.
We always have so much fun with you two. And Phil, I want to start with you. You've played in plenty of these games, but a loss like this, could you kind of just take us into maybe what's going through some of the players' minds?
Yeah, well, it's a tough one. You know, we talked a little bit about it at halftime, and luckily I never lost at home and went out in my senior year, you know, winning. But it's a tough one. You know, you want to come back. You want to tell everyone that you won that Lehigh game. You know, that's a tough team. That's a good team. And I hate to admit it, but, you know, they are number 4 for a reason. And I think we surprised them a lot and, you know, surprised a lot of people with the way we played.
Megan, you know, if I could just piggyback off that, obviously it's nice never to lose at home, but this group of Lafayette football players, they've got several significant firsts.
Yes.
I think for this 4-year span, I think they've won more games than any other team. I think certainly they played in a first this year where 2 undefeated teams, Lafayette, Lehigh, played for a league championship. There's so much to look forward to. They were resilient, and I think they gave us a whale of a show today against, as Phil said, an outstanding football team.
And John, I know a couple of plays here in the second half really stood out to you.
Well, the thing to me was that this was a 2 heavyweights kind of going toe-to-toe and laying blows on each other. And it seemed in the second half, you know, who could hold serve back and forth. There was the kind of questionable spot on a 4th and one that we went for, didn't get. Short field, they score. We lost serve there. And then the very first play, when we were up going into halftime by 4, they break an 80-yard run. We lost serve there. And I don't want to oversimplify. We lost the football game, but you look back, and that's what it's about. What if? You can't look back. 2 great teams, 1 good football game.
Yeah. I'm going to go a little off topic, you know, because I don't like talking about us losing the game. You know, I know game day was here, and we had was here for a little bit. We had a little 90-second segment. Love to see him here for, you know, to have the kids come out, you know, put a little focus back on what I think is a true, you know, student athlete experience. You know, you got the FBS level. It's more of a pro situation these days with kids getting paid, kids going to, you know, how many schools, 3, 4, 5 schools. Like to see some focus back here on what I would call true football. And that's just my take on it.
And next year would be the year to do it. It's the 200th anniversary of this great school, Lehigh, not too far behind. We'll give them a couple of it. But hey, the most played college football rivalry in the country that features, as Phil said, true student athletes. Let's get back to basics.
Yeah, and I mean, the environment here is pretty incredible that we talked about plenty of times today. Before we wrap things up here, John, I would love to ask you a little bit about your thoughts on the season for Lafayette overall. The fact that they were here today playing a really meaningful game.
I said to John Troxel before the game, people watching from the outside, and that even includes us, we're a little closer than most, they can't possibly know what goes on inside a locker room. And that's why the prognosticators oftentimes get it wrong. That's something they can't know. Sometimes very, very good, sometimes not so good. This year for John Troxel, it was all very, very good. And the reason they came into this game undefeated was because of what went on in that locker room off the field.
And Phil, your thoughts?
Yeah, again, I think it was, you know, Coach Troxel talked about it, just the change of culture, you know, from last year. Also love the fact that we came in here, you know, or came in here this year as being ranked 5th, and, you know, we were the underdog, so.
It is pretty incredible to look at what John Troxell has been able to do and bring this culture, this program really back to your days.
Yeah.
Well, we were at the Hall of Fame dinner last night, and there's nothing better than the history. If your history is extensive, it's solid, it's sound, there's nothing like being a part of a program that has this kind of history. We're looking at some history right here with us. And in that vein, I'm going to really miss this. I had so much fun with you guys. It was a blast this year.
Can't wait till next year.
We can't wait. We'll run it back. It's always a pleasure being with you too. Phil Lang, John Leone, and myself, Megan Capana. Thank you so much for joining us all season long. We cannot wait to be back with you next year. For this year, see you now.